7/25/2024. Today, what's really going on is uncomfortable truths are coming out. 9/11, false flag. I don't even want to call it a false flag. That really doesn't do it justice. It was an actual attack on everything about America. Our freedom, our people. Number one, the people that were in that tower, the firefighters, the police officers, the engineers, the unsung civilian heroes we don't even know about, the military, everybody that was there on site and in Pentagon and in Pennsylvania and wherever else that we don't know about, that was a direct attack on them. But it was also an attack on all of us, because now when you go to the airport, you get more security than you do getting into the country. If you're a foreigner or somebody just showing up from who knows where, they let you in easier than it is for me to go on a plane right now. It was also an attack on our surveillance state. It was to create the surveillance state. So something like that, 9/11, that horrible disaster, spiraled into a whole new mechanism of the deep state to use against us, living men and women. So that's an uncomfortable truth that's going to come out soon. It wasn't these 13 or 14 hijacker guys. It wasn't their idea to do this. This was a deep state plot from the start. They've been planning this shit for a long time. There's a lot more coming up. But Pearl Harbor, that was done by these same people. These Khazarian mafia, claiming to be Jewish, but they're not. Name stealers, basically. And they're trying to make... What they do is they act like or impersonate a group of people. Jewish, white, black, Hispanic, Arabic, Chinese, you name it. They mimic that type of person. They do a whole bunch of atrocities to get the masses against that type of person. So today, in the age we live in now, the new enemy is the white man. They're blaming the white man. They're blaming people that look like me for what they've done. You know, people that are really robbing and stealing from all of us. They're blaming people like myself because I look like, or they claim I look like that. And in the past, it was black people or Arabic people with 9/11. That was a big push for that. Hispanic people in the past. You go all the way through history, it's always the name stealer, deep state people trying to act like somebody else, create a bunch of problems to get us to fight each other, instead of looking at who's the real issue, the deep state, Freemasonic, satanic, Luciferian worshiping cult that they are. And again, this is what they're here for, to make us stronger. They test us. They're allowed to do harm or deceit or trick in order for us to say, oh, we got to pay attention more. We're getting sloppy. We got to clean it up. So I'm not mad at any of them. They're doing what they're meant to do. I will say that it's disappointing that not more of us are awake to see what's going on. And it's more than it's been in, the whole time I've been talking on YouTube here and anywhere else. More people now are awake and questioning. However, look for, when you have movement in the moment, they want to move it to where they want it. There was a lot of M's there. Literally, if there's motivation and movement, these name stealers say, ooh, look, an opportunity. Let's move it where we want it to go. So they'll say something crazy like, oh, the Trump supporters try to kill Trump, or this person tried to do this, or it's the white man's fault that Biden's fucking brain dead, really, and that's not even Joe Biden. That's another uncomfortable truth. The guy playing Joe Biden the last 4 years, it's not Joe. I have yet to see the real Joe Biden in any of those presidential photos, newscasts and things like that. And it's not the real Joe. Look at his ears, look at his chin, and then look at the capabilities of Central Intelligence and everyone else at tricking you into believing something. Deep fakes, masks, surgeries, etc., etc. So that's another uncomfortable truth. Another uncomfortable truth. Kamala Harris is a lot fucking smarter than people think. She was trained by David Wynn, Miller. That's how he used to write his name. If you don't know him, he was really fucking smart. He was very smart. Claimed to be a 92nd or 96th degree Mason. And did something that's called quantum grammar, him and Russell J. Gould. Foucault and Russell hyphen J. Gould. He's the commander-in-chief. According to him and a lot of people, he's actually the real commander-in-chief of this country. Long story, that's another uncomfortable truth that we're going to talk about eventually. So put that on your list. If you're making a list, this is the prediction video of things that are true and will be coming out in the coming months and years. Hopefully sooner, but we'll see. The Titanic was sank on purpose to create the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is not federal. It has no reserves. It's a criminal mafia. It's a cartel utilizing our ignorance to fund itself. Because we're ignorant to the fact that they're using our own money to loan to us, as well as creating fictional notes, FERNs, Federal Reserve note, to loan us money with interest. So we're always in debt. We're always enslaved. You can't get out of it with that kind of system. You have to get rid of the whole system. That's another uncomfortable truth. You will never, ever, 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 ever solve the debt issue or the deficit or the money and the loans keeping the Federal Reserve in place or the banking cartels. You need to get rid of them. That's like claiming that you can heal yourself, which they do this. They say this shit all the time anyway, but they say you can heal yourself of cancer or any disease by taking more poison. That's basically what, and again, when I said the economy and health and the world and health are mimicking, you could see the same parasites everywhere. It's all about parasites. There are deep state people who are parasitic. They're feeding off of us and our ignorance to create more problems. This is what they do. So now they're talking about a shot that can cure cancer. Please don't take that. It's your call. You do what you want. If you take that shot, it's not going to do what you're hoping. It's going to actually harm you. I mean, this is what the movie I Am Legend was about. They said, oh, we got a shot that cures cancer. And everyone turned into flesh-eating zombies. Which, if you eat McDonald's and a lot of other fast foods, you already are a flesh-eating person. You're eating human DNA. And unfortunately, it's probably in a lot more places than we thought. And even in the sky, there's patents and a lot of testimony saying that they're spraying human plasma, blood, basically. So their goal is to bring us all down. So that's another unfortunate, uncomfortable truth, is there is an actual enemy in this physical world and the spiritual world. And, like Nixon said and a lot of other people said, it'd be amazing if we had one common enemy to work together against. Well, we do. But the uncomfortable truth is, it's been hiding in plain sight and calling anyone that calls it out a conspiracy theorist. Putting them in mental asylums, or lobotomizing them, or giving them shots or doses of mercury, or you name it. Anything they can do to silence you. What's another uncomfortable truth? The entire system is flawed. It's designed to enslave us. Oh, here's another one. This world that we live in, the physical reality, it's basically an open-air prison. It's not a blue marble rocketing through space accidentally formed out of space dust and gravity. Just that's not true. None of that's true. The truth is, this land that we live on doesn't move. The sky above us moves. The earth is flat. At least the 7 continents that we know about. What's beyond the ice wall, or what we call Antarctica, and beyond that, the other lands, that's up for debate right now. But it's definitely not a blue marble rocketing through infinite space, the way they tell us it is. That being said, there's plenty of testimony from people like Admiral Byrd and everyone else that's gone to Antarctica and found more land beyond the poles. Old maps. Look at the Perry Reese map. There's hundreds of them, but these old maps showed land at the North Pole for 4 independent continents with rivers, just like the Bible says. So if your goal is to deceive us, this limitless spirit that we all are, into believing that we're less than that, because that's the only way you can control us, if we believe it, because we create it. So when you believe you're less than you are, you're going to create that. That's why your maps, your school, your education, your history, your entertainment, your food, your medicine, your air, your water, uh, basically everything. I don't think I missed, I'm sure I missed something, but that covers a lot of it, has all been manipulated because they need you to believe that you're less than you are. And the only way you can do that is to make you feel less than you are temporarily so that then you believe it more. And, I say that in a lot of videos, but another uncomfortable truth is the deep state that's running Kamala and Biden and Obama, Hillary, they run the Catholic Church. They run the Islamic religions. That's going to piss some people off. I love all of you. If you get mad at me, that's fine. They run Judaism too. They run all of those major religions. The reason is because they need to trick you into thinking you're less than you are. Full stop. It's going to piss some people off, but I love you. If I'm the guy that pissed you off to wake you up and then you woke up, I'll be that bad guy for a minute. Not even a bad guy, but you can think of me that way if you want for a moment. A more uncomfortable truths we have right now. I was working with a gentleman today, a contractor buddy. He's like, I can't believe, like he's trying not to believe it, that there's an organized effort to traffic children and adults, but mostly children and women, and do horrible things to them. He's like, I just, there's no way. They can't be that bad. There can't be that many bad people to do that and keep it secret. There is, unfortunately. Another one. I got an inspection. I might have said this in an earlier video. I got an inspection at one property I'm working on yesterday. And the inspectors, I asked them, I was like, do you guys approve those 5G towers? Because one was a building and one was electrical inspectors. And they said, yeah, we do. I was like, do you know what those do? They're like, yeah, we heard a little bit about it. What happened? I said, well, they have actually court cases going on right now. Children in these schools are getting cancer from these towers, as well as the shots. Please don't stick any needles into anybody's arms anymore. Synthetic poisons. Stop that shit. But back to the 5G. 60 gigahertz. And don't quote me on this. This is Ken Wheeler. He taught me this. Theoria Apophysis, a fucking brilliant human being. I don't even call a human being, a living man. A brilliant man, a brilliant, beautiful soul. Ken, if you're watching, I love you, buddy. Your work is amazing. He told me about this. Well, not me directly. I watched his videos. But 60 gigahertz sideband frequency. I've said this. I know I've said this in videos because I've shaken up my juice. Damages the body. It shakes up the water. That's happening to all these kids and the elderly. Because if you notice, I asked these inspectors, where do you put these towers at? And they said, mostly in front of schools and elderly homes. Highest density of people who are more susceptible to damage from those weapons. We adults are that are healthy in shape, but we're stubborn and we work and push ourselves really hard, and we don't often notice it. We'll just think, oh, maybe I had too much coffee today or didn't eat enough. I'm just not feeling great. No, it's that big ass tower next to you cooking your body. So these inspectors know about it. And they literally said, yeah, we know, but what are you going to do? We got to follow rules, follow orders. Stop following blindly. All of you. A caboose is someone that just gets dragged the fuck along doing whatever the train says. You are living conscious beings. Limitless potential. Please stop doing what people tell you if you feel that it's wrong. If you feel that approving a permit for a 5G tower is going to hurt kids, don't stamp the permit. Say, no, I'm not doing that. This is why. And speak up. If you lose your job, so the fuck what? You keep your soul. That's more important than your job. And we'll get into the language and what the word job means and all this other stuff means. But everything's been manipulated. So stand up for yourself. Stand up. Feel your heart. Feel source in your heart. Feel me in your heart. I'm there, whether you believe it or not. We are all you don't have to cower in fear or hide from any of these fuckers. They're actually terrified of us. All those deep state people who act against God and against creation, they're really scared. They stay up at night. They worry. Yeah, they may look like they're party. I mean, they do party, but they're, out there having a blast and looking good. No, inside they're hollow. They're terrified because they know when you know something and you believe it, you create it, you're limitless. You have limitless potential. All right, I got to go in the house, get showered, and make some dinner. So I love you guys. Be well and keep kicking ass. You're doing it. We're waking the world up and we're making it better for ourselves and for those around us. So keep doing it. Love you guys.